Hi, how are you? I hope all of you are fine, doing well, sitting at home. You are already familiar with the plus 2 English text. I hope you remember the name of the first chapter. What is the name of it? Yes, it is the 3 L's of empowerment. Let me ask you one more question. Are you familiar with the picture of the woman here? Just have a look at the picture. Do you know her? I am sure everybody knows her. What is her name? Can you just remember the name of the lady? Yes, she is none other than Christine Lagarde. And what else do you know about Christine Lagarde? Who is she? Where is she from? And what is her job role? Do you know about all these things? Do you remember all those things? I hope you have some idea. Haven't you? So, where is she from? She is from Paris. What is her job role? She is the leader of G8 economy, the IMF, and she has played a number of roles. So, Christine Lagarde is a very important and influential woman in this century. And what has she said about women empowerment? Do you remember? I think you remember. Okay, because everything has been said about women empowerment in the previous class. And what do you remember? Can we empower women? Yes or no? Yes, we can empower women. And how can we empower women? Is there a way by means of which we can empower women? Yes, isn't it? So, which are the ways? The ways are the 3 L's. And do you remember the 3 L's? Anyone remembers the 3 L's? The 3 L's are? Yes, think about it. The 3 L's are learning, then labor, and finally leadership. These are the 3 L's of empowerment. Learning means education, labor means job, and finally leadership. That means the ability to control things, to do things. So these are the most important aspects in women empowerment. So Christine Lagarde has told us about all the important aspects of women empowerment. You know that it is a speech delivered by her. It is a speech delivered by her in the year 2014. And so if it is a speech, you know it has got some features. So why don't we go through another video, another beautiful speech delivered by a woman. So let's watch the video.
Whoa, I'm running short of words right now, but I cannot afford this because I have to speak. Thank you so much for all the love, for all the warmth. Thank you for accepting me. And that disclaimer is that I've never claimed to be a motivational speaker. Yes, I do speak, but I feel more like a storyteller because wherever I go, I share a story with everyone. So I'll end my talk on a very short note. Real happiness lies in gratitude. So be grateful, be alive, and live every moment. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, how was the video? Did you all see that? Wasn't it a wonderful speech? What did she say in that speech? Is it about her own life or something else? Yes, you are right. It's about her own life. She's talking about herself. And did you notice how did she begin the speech? Did she go to the topic directly without even saying something? No. She started the topic very slowly. And what did she do first? Yes, at first she acknowledged and addressed the audience, and only then she got into the topic. There are different ways in which you can address the audience. But again, let's go to that speech. After addressing the audience, what did she say? Do you remember? She said, I have a speech to make. And she also says, I have a story to tell. Whose story? Her story or someone else's story? It's her story. She is going to narrate her own story. How does she end the speech? Did anyone notice? How does she conclude the speech? She concludes it with a beautiful message. She gives a message to all of us how to live in this world. That is the message conveyed by this beautiful woman. So, why are we talking about all these things? What is the purpose? Why do we say about all these things? We have already studied Christine Lagarde's speech and now we have seen another lady's speech. So what is the importance? Why do we need that? Because we have to write, we have to deliver speeches. In our life, on many occasions, we have to give speeches. And while giving speeches, there are so many things to keep in your mind. So many different aspects. For example, how to begin a speech. And then how to introduce the topic. Then after that, how to expand the topic. And finally, how to end or conclude the topic. So these are all very important things. And shouldn't we know that? We should know that. We have to. Because we are going to make speeches, we are going to write speeches. So we should know what are the various features of a speech. So everyone has got a notebook. Take your notebook in which you have already written down points related to the 3 L's of empowerment. Take that notebook and note down the important features of a speech, because you have been learning about speeches right from your high school, so you are familiar with that. You know how to write a speech. So what are the important parts or what are the important aspects in a speech? Note down. And then let's go to a discussion. And I hope everyone has written at least one point. That one point will be, it can be the first one or the last one. Okay, let's assume it is the first one. And the first one is to address the audience. And that is known as salutation. So we have to address the audience. There are many ways in which we can address the audience. And second one, introduce the topic. We have to introduce the topic in a very good manner. For that also, there are different expressions. And what about the remaining ones? Do you know that? The remaining aspects? The most important one is the body of the speech, the main part of the speech, where you will expand the topic, include more points, narrate stories, and give examples and so on. So, it is the content of the speech or the body of the speech, which can also be said as presentation. And after that, a speech cannot continue as long as the person wishes to continue. It has to come to an end. Every speech has to come to an end. And what is this ending called? I hope you have written it down. It is called as conclusion. So we have to conclude the speech. So salutation, introduction, presentation and conclusion. These are the 4 important aspects of a speech. Now also note down in your notebook how to express yourself, how to salute or address the audience, how to introduce the topic, how to expand or present the topic, and also how to conclude the topic. So first is salutation. You know the different expressions used in addressing the audience. Note it down. Take a notebook, again note down, write the heading, salutation, and then write down the expressions that you know. There may be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or as many as you know. I hope everyone has written it down. Okay, let's have a look at a graphic organizer, and there you will see how to address the audience, how to introduce the topic, how to present the topic, and how to conclude the topic. Okay, have a look at that and see whether you have written any one of those expressions in your notebook. Look at it. Keenly analyze, read, understand. Yes, I can see many faces smiling because you have got some of those answers, haven't you? You have got some expressions right. Salutation, everybody might have written that point. I am very much sure about it. And what is it? Good morning, everyone. And then, if it is a school compound, if you are going to make a speech in the assembly, quite naturally you will say, respected principal, teachers, and my dear friends. And if it is another occasion, you will say, honorable guests on and off the dais. After salutation, introducing the topic. It's very easy, isn't it? Many of you might have stood in the school assembly and would have made speeches also. So, we are going to introduce the topic. How do we introduce the topic? You have written it down. One way is, it is my pleasure to speak on the topic. I am very happy to be here to speak on the topic. If it is women empowerment, what will you write? It's my pleasure to speak on the topic women empowerment. So that is the way in which you can introduce a topic. And after introduction, what is the next step? Do you remember? Yes. Next step is presentation. Presentation of the topic. How can we present the topic? There are some expressions, and I'm sure that some of you or all of you have written at least a few expressions as to how to expand the topic. And which are those expressions? If you have looked at the graphic organizer and if you remember, you might have written it down. Yes, some of the expressions are, as we know, we all know that. And coming to the last part of the speech, we have to end the speech. It cannot continue. So, how do we end the speech? I'm sure everybody has written something or the other. So, how do we end that? And there are also different expressions. And one expression is, let us all stand together. If it is women empowerment, of course, we have to stand together. We have to join our hands together. Let us hold our hands together. Let us stand united and fight for this common cause. These are all some of the expressions used. Shall we have a look at the graphic organizer once again? See whether you have missed out any points. Okay, so have a look at it. Is it clear? Since the idea is clear to you, you are already familiar with the chapter, the 3 L's of empowerment, why can't we go for a speech? Why can't you write a speech on your own? You are all well equipped, aren't you? Yes. So, shall we write a speech? And the speech is based on the same topic. So, take your notebook. It is a homework for you. You have ample time, plenty of resources, and you are all very intelligent students. So, why don't you make use of your time and write? And here comes the topic, a very simple topic. The topic is this. Okay, draft a speech on the topic, educated women empower the nation. So, once again I say, draft a speech on the topic educated women empower the nation. Have you written it down? Yes. So everybody might have written it down, and if you have gotten it out, let's go back to the previous chapter. Okay, the first class, education is the word that is used by Christine Lagarde, or else it can also be called as learning. And what is learning? Means acquiring knowledge. It is the foundation upon which any change is built. If a woman wants to change her world, she should be educated, and educated will open all the passages for her, and she will have a splendid world. So do you remember the African proverb? If you educate a boy, you train a man. But if you educate a girl, you are actually training a village. So by giving education to a girl, you are going to make a change in the world. It is not the change that happens in her life. It is the change that happens in her house, then in the society, and altogether in the nation. And if a woman is educated, quite naturally she will be employed. So she gets labor, she gets a job, and once she gets a job, she gets ample opportunities. What all opportunities? Can you just think about it? What are the opportunities? Yes, the opportunities are to explore herself, to express her talents, to become financially independent, and also to look after her family in a very good manner, to provide better education for her children. So, educated women, employed women, they actually create heaven on earth. And finally, these two are not the only steps, and one more step is there, and that is the most important one. Let us take the examples of many women leaders across the world. Even at the time of this COVID, we know that many countries are there in which women are the leaders, and there they manage things in a very good manner. So if women are given leadership positions, what kind of a change will be there? Can you just imagine what kind of a change? Positive or negative? Yes, of course, it is always a positive change, because women have got empathy. They have got the ability to coordinate, and they can always reach a consensus and agreement with others. That is the most important aspect of women who are in leadership positions. So I have just told you all those points from the first chapter. And what is the name of the chapter? Do you remember? What is it? It is the 3 L's of empowerment. Yes. So these points are there. You have already written down many points in your notebook. You have also noted down some of the important aspects of a speech. So with all these things in your hand, aren't you all ready to write a speech? And what is the topic? Yes, everybody just read the topic. What is it? Educated women empower the nation. So today, take your own time, go through all the points and write down a speech on the topic educated women empower the nation. And then you can contact your class teacher, you can show it to your class teacher, and make sure that you have a thorough knowledge on the first chapter, the 3 L's of empowerment. So that is about speech. So students, you have written down a question related to speech. Now in this chapter, we have come across a very important person, and who is that? Yes, come out with the answer. Who is that? Yes, Christine Lagarde. We have come across that powerful lady Christine Lagarde. And you have got some ideas related to her profession, but do you have more information about her? Don't we need to know more about her? Of course we have to. And why? Because we have to write profiles. We need to write short biographical sketches of persons. So what is a profile? A short biographical sketch of a person, starting from the birth of the person. So we as students, we are supposed to write profiles, and in order to write profiles, we need to know more about a person. Why don't we start with Christine Lagarde? Don't you think I am right? Yes or no? Has anybody got any other opinion? Shall we start with Christine Lagarde? So, what all things do you know about her? I am sure you know one thing about her. What is it? Yes. Yes, what is that? That she is the leader of G8 economy. You know that very well. She holds that responsible position. She has done a number of things as part of it. And then what else? Where was she born? Do you know that? So she was born in Paris. And when? Do you know the date? Yes. Those who have textbook, they might be knowing that. But no problem. We are here to tell you everything. So, when was she born? She was born in 1956. And on which day? January 1st. So, her date of birth is January 1st, 1956. And is it enough? No. We need to know more. So, where was she educated? Where did she study? Is there anything mentioned about that? Those who have textbook, just have a look at it. She completed her education at Paris Notre University and Sciences Po. And after completing her education, as we know, every woman after completing her education, she needs a job. She cannot sit at home. Our Christine Lagarde also set out for work. And where did she start her career? She started her career in a very big international firm, a Chicago-based international firm. Once she started her career, she did not have to turn back. It was just a very smooth path forward. Smooth for us, but not at all smooth for her. Because we know that every woman, once she ventures into a path, she has to face a number of problems. And from outside, everything seems smooth. But for her, it was a life of struggle. She began to progress in life. She started taking new responsibilities in life, and therefore, new doors were opened before her. And shouldn't we know about her achievements? Once a woman starts taking responsibilities, once she is ready to face all the struggles, there comes many new positions, leadership positions. So, what about the various positions held by her? What about her achievements? Does anyone know that? Yes, have a look. The textbook is there in front of you. Even if you haven't, no problem. Those who have it can have a look. So, what were the achievements in her life? She is the first woman to head the International Monetary Fund. Once she has taken up responsibilities, there will be plenty of awards. She has won many awards. One is she has received an honorary doctorate from the University of Montreal. Then another one is she has got the Distinguished Leadership Award given by the Atlantic Council. Many more awards are there, but we needn't know about all the awards. Okay, these awards will be enough. Why did we talk about her date of birth, the education, her achievements, then her awards and so on. Why? Yes, I think some might be saying the answers. Yes, you people are right, because we need all these things for writing a profile, a short biographical sketch of a person. Okay, so note it down. Just write the heading profile in your notebook and write down what are the important aspects to be included in a profile. With the profile of Christine Lagarde, we have come to the end of the class. Profile will be taken in the future classes, and with this we are going to wind up. Have a splendid day. Thank you all for being with me.